Hi, my name is Tom. I'm a YouTube creator and former high school digital media teacher with a lifelong enthusiasm and passion for anything related to audio and video. And today I want to give you 5 tips to help level up the quality of audio in your videos. The first thing, and probably the most important thing in all of this, is to make sure that you are using an external microphone or a dedicated audio recorder. Cameras do have built-in mics that are getting, better and better, and they're really great for scratch audio that can help you with syncing during editing, but you will instantly level up the overall quality of your videos by investing in a dedicated microphone. Right now you're listening to me on a separate microphone that is running into my camera. This is the Sennheiser MKH50, which is a condenser shotgun microphone that's boomed out of frame, and that way you can hear me even though the microphone's not in the frame. There really are no shortage when it comes to different ways to connect external microphones to your camera. This is the Sony a7 IV and this is the Sony ECM B1M, which is a really cool little shotgun microphone that just goes right on the camera's hot shoe, and there's no cables because Sony mic, Sony camera, so it all goes in like that. And that way, instead of this little tiny sliver right here, which is the camera's built-in microphone, now I'm using a dedicated microphone, which is instantly going to make things sound a lot better. But there are also a lot of other options. You get a shotgun microphone like this. This is the Rode VideoMic NTG. It mounts on the camera's shoe, and then there's just a cable that plugs into the microphone input of the camera, and now I have external audio that way. There are also all kinds of these systems out now, these little small wireless transmission systems where you can take a receiver, put the receiver on your camera, and then you can put a transmitter on a person, and then you have good audio that way. And there's also the option of not using a microphone connected to your camera at all, but rather a separate recorder like this. This is the Zoom H1 Essential, and this I can just sync up the audio while editing. In fact, that's what I'm doing. That's what you're listening to right now. And the cool thing too with these little recorders is I can pretend that I'm booming it out of frame. And now if I had this on a pole or a mount of some kind, I can use this as a little bit of a boom mic, even though it's not connected to anything else. Now the next step for getting better audio, especially if you are using a microphone that's running into your camera, is to keep your camera's gain as low as possible. Any kind of audio mixer or interface, and even cameras, have mic preamps. And a preamp is something that accepts and boosts the signal from a microphone so that you can get a good signal and you can be able to hear it. But a lot of cameras typically aren't optimized for audio, so that means that their preamps are usually not the highest quality. So what that means for you is that if you boost your camera's gain, you're gonna start introducing a lot of noise and hiss into your audio signal, which you don't want. You wanna make that history. So once again, using my Sony camera as an example here, if I have a microphone connected to it externally, I like to keep my camera's gain right around the 5 or 6 mark, which is pretty low. You can see I can crank this really, really high, but as soon as I do that, the quality of my audio is gonna dive a lot. Instead, if I keep that low and rely on the microphone itself to provide most of the gain, in this case, this microphone has a gain knob on the back, that's where I really want to adjust most of my volume. This Sony microphone also has that, and it has an automatic function. The wireless systems all have built-in gain that you can turn on. Most external microphones and recorders have some measure of gain control, and that's really where you want to adjust the main settings. And if you're lucky enough to use a camera that has audio meters, it's really helpful to keep your audio kind of bouncing around the -12 decibel mark. Sometimes this is the area right before the green meter turns yellow. This will help you avoid drifting into the yellow and the red where your audio could clip and then sound unpleasant with no way of being able to fix it. And something else you won't be able to fix in editing is poor mic placement, which leads us into tip number 3, using proper mic placement, because even a great microphone won't sound great if it's not positioned properly. Take the time with whatever microphone you're using to learn its specific pickup pattern and requirements. Some microphones need to be really close to the sound source. Other microphones work well when they're far away from the sound source. Some have pickup patterns of only in front of them. Some have omnidirectional pickup patterns where it's everything around the microphone. Understanding that and how your microphone works is going to help you get the best performance out of it. And on top of that, remember that it is usually best to get the mic as close to the sound source as possible. So even if you have an amazing microphone, but it's 10 feet across the room, it might not pick up the best audio. So using things like boom poles and mic arms can help hold your mic in position, and they're especially useful if working alone or without someone who can hold a microphone for you. Right now I have my shotgun microphone boomed on a pole that's mounted to my camera tripod, and that is what's holding the microphone for me, even though I'm recording this video all by myself. And when you're thinking about microphone placement, you might also then want to think about a lavalier microphone, which can run sometimes either directly into a camera or into a wireless system or a recorder. And lavalier mics are great because you can either clip them onto someone or even take a little bit of extra time and hide them under clothing and hats and stuff, so that way the microphone is still concealed, but it's really close to the sound source, which will give you better sounding audio. Now, tip number 4 is to test and monitor your audio. Before I started recording this video, I did a test recording with my camera and played it back and listened to it to make sure that everything was working well, because even though it looked like it was, I wanted to make sure there was no hiss, there was no interference, I didn't accidentally leave something unplugged and the microphone's not actually connected to the camera or anything like that. So no matter what mics you're using, how familiar you are with the setup, it's always a good idea to do a quick test recording once everything is set up, just to be sure everything is sounding as good as possible. Because even if you are using something you're really familiar with, you never know when something gets accidentally adjusted or a cable starts going bad. And there are few things worse than the feeling of finishing a long recording only to realize something wasn't working right and you have no usable audio. And when you're doing that test recording, make sure that you or whoever the subject is speaks at the same volume they're actually going to be speaking at when the camera is rolling. And if possible, it's a really good idea to monitor your audio while recording. Most newer cameras and audio recorders do have built-in headphone jacks. There's one right here on my Sony a7 IV. And that way you can plug your headphones directly to that and listen to audio as it's being recorded to make sure things sound their absolute best. So if you or someone else is able to be behind the camera or on the other side of the microphone while you're recording and they can monitor your audio, that's gonna really help avoid potentially very frustrating problems. And finally, my last tip for improving audio in your videos is to edit your audio. Because even if you're using a wonderful mic that sounds fantastic on its own, it's usually worth taking the time to add a bit of EQ and processing that can then help the mic sound its best on the specific voice it's recording and in the specific environment that it's being used in. And so now I've actually taken away all the processing that I was using on the microphone that I'm using to make this video. I'm recording into the Sony FX3, which has a separate audio handle. It has a really nice preamp in it, and I'm using a really nice microphone, the Sennheiser MKH50. So just out of the box, especially because it's positioned well, this sounds pretty decent. But if I add a little bit of compression, a limiter to make sure things aren't peaking, and a little bit of voice isolation to remove the room reverb, now things are sounding a lot better, and this is something that would be more pleasant to listen to for a longer period of time. So there's almost a limitless number of ways to adjust and edit your audio, but a good place to start is with a little EQ and compression. Basic equalization can let you adjust low, mid, and high frequencies. So that means if you have someone with a boomy voice, you can maybe tame some of those lows. Someone with a higher voice, you can make it sound a little bit less harsh. You might want to add something like a high pass filter that's going to help reduce some of that low end rumble. And then adding a little bit of compression helps bring together the highs and lows to create a more punchy sound with consistent volume, because you probably don't want someone to watch your video and have to be turning their volume up and down the whole time because there's way too much dynamic range in the audio. Compression kind of helps keep things compressed, which then makes your audience impressed. And the good news is that type of basic editing is available in just about every audio editing application, along with most video editing applications as well. At the end of the day, just remember that audio is half of video. It's so easy to underestimate the importance of audio. So thanks for taking the time to go through these tips with me, and I really hope they help level up the quality of audio in your videos.